Hello, girls and boys. Real quick, I want to show you some cool features that I've recently come across on Tinkercad. These features will really help take your work to the next level. So, in order to get some next level stuff, we've got to get out of the basic shapes, and we are going to go down to community shapes, specifically the featured community shapes. Now, these are things that you can think of as like additions for Tinkercad. So they have the fidget spinner. You could take that, drop that in, and that is a fidget spinner ball bearing hole and a very simple spinner, right? You could do that. You could take that bolt hole right here and use that to start building a boat. There are pixels that you could create an array with. Here's a flower, right? If you take the flower in here, you can mess with the number of petals, right? And you can increase the length, right? You can really make cool flowers there. Um, this is a snap in socket, so you could take that and something would snap into that socket. I think we'd have to find where the snap is there, but you get the idea. There's a lot of really cool shapes. Here's an arc, right? You take that, you can increase the length of your arc, you can increase the radius of the arc itself and the width, right? So you could really mess with cool shapes. But the one that I really want to point out as being extremely useful right now is this 100 or this isometric thread. So I have this isometric thread, right? And I can use this to make my own custom nut and bolt. Now, if this isn't long enough for you, your inclination is to do that. But notice how it deforms the threads on that bolt. We need to change that. So I did Control Z to undo that. Instead of pulling it up like this, I'm going to go over to my sliders here and I'm going to add rotations. And if I kick that up to 20 rotations, it grew taller. It's got 20 rotations here. And even better, it didn't deform the shape. Now, I could also increase the diameter if that wasn't big enough. I can change the scale of my threads. And I can even change the pitch of my threads. Now I've made my threads wider, bigger. Since I've done that, I'm going to drop my threads a little bit so it fits on my screen here. Okay, so using that, I now have a bolt, but I'll also want a nut. So let's go back to my basic shapes, grab a polygon. This guy is 22.68 by 22.68, so this will have to be, let's make that, let's just make it 30 by 30. It'll fit nicely in there. So 30 by 30. And I can take this and align them center on center on center, right? And now it looks like I have a nut through a bolt, but I haven't done that yet. First, I'm going to duplicate what I have. Click on this, flip that to a hole, and group. And now I have a nut and a bolt to fit it. And that works because I centered everything. This will screw right into that. Now, if just a simple bolt piece is not enough, you want to maybe put a head on your bolt here. We'll do the same thing, 30 and 30. And then we'll highlight both, center, center. Now you have a nut and a bolt. Easy enough. All right, so there's that. Take those. I'm going to push them off my build tray for a second because I want to show you the next community shape that I'm very, very interested in. And it is this extrusion cylinder. Now, I've ignored this for a long time because you take it on your build tray and it looks like a cylinder. But this isn't where the magic happens with this cylinder. See this right here? That is your starting shape. This is how you change it. So let's get a good look at it from the top. And here's my extrusion. If I click on that dot right there and push up, notice how my cylinder changes shape. If I click on this and pull down, again my cylinder is deforming. Maybe I want to make a smiley face. I can adjust however I want using my sliders here. And now I have maybe a crooked smiley face. But you get the idea. I can even, if I'm feeling fancy, twist. All right, and that's kind of looking like a duck to me all of a sudden. Hang on. No, that's less duck-like. More duck-like. All right, so I have that. I can rotate it. My vision of what a duck might look like and yours could obviously differ, but you get the idea. I can do that, and there's Mr. Quackers for you. Have fun with this. Mess around with this. You can even pull like that. That deforms the whole shape. So if you want to mess again, you just right like that. But using that extrusion cylinder, I can make really cool looking designs. And then using the nut and bolt over here, I can really, well, I mean, sky's the limit, right? So I hope you enjoyed what I had to show you. Uh, Take a look at these community shapes. Have fun with them. You might find something extremely useful. Oh, look, there's even gears here. Right, so you want to make gears. Drop that down to 4. I can increase my teeth to 56. That looks like a saw blade now. And I can even change my angle here. If I do that, and then duplicate it, I said, and then duplicate it. All right, Control C, Control V. We'll just cut. Obviously, I can't duplicate it right now. There's something wrong with my keyboard. But you can copy and paste that. And then you'll have gears that kind of work together. So there is a ton of magic. Oh, look at all the gears I did actually make. It looks like my computer just needed to catch up with me. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of gears. There we go. You could even put your duck on top of the gear, and it's a spinning, rotating duck when combined with this. Right. Have fun with these features. Have fun with these tools.